Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am so excited to share episode 4 with all of you today. This is Connections Restored TV, your host, Amy Boswinkle, representing as an affiliate of the Bill and Callie Show Network. I am so excited to share one of my most favorite people to have in my life, a very dear friend, someone I've known for the past 3 years, and someone I've known for the past 2 years who I've gotten to walk along beside of very closely, who is very near and dear to my heart, friends. This is my friend, Kimberly Radke. Let me introduce you through her bio, and then we're going to get to know her a little bit and what she can do to provide those of us in the audience with greater awareness and steps to guide us through trauma and crisis during the times that we're going on right now and in the world. And for those of you who may be watching the replay in the future, the time we're walking through right now is COVID-19 and all of the effects that it is producing in the world and the people in it. So without further ado, Kimberly Radke is a medical intuitive and psychic for healthcare workers and healers. She bridges the gap from the medical mind to the heart-centered soul for deep healing potential. Kim found her way to the empowered state of vitality, health, energy, mindset mastery, and emotional intelligence after chasing perfectionism in a 16-year registered nurse career with a 10-year concentration in emergency medicine. Kim works on the metaphysical, physical, and emotional planes through one's own intuitive guidance system. She is the founder of the Facebook group Soul Shifts of Consciousness. Kim leads openly about her story of resilience, strength, health, and awakening. Kim graduated cum laude with a BSN from the University of Massachusetts, Dartmouth, as a Reiki practitioner and as a certified ordained minister. So without further ado, friends, I would like to turn the table over to my dear friend, Kim Radke. And what I would like to ask you first, Kim, is if you could tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Thank you. Thank you to Bill and Callie and to be on this network. It's really amazing. So thank you. Thank you. So a little bit about what do I do? What do I do? It feels like it's been such a journey to get here, to listen to, my experience and my history through that bio is just, takes me back to so many places. So what I do is I help healthcare workers and energy healers find their heart-centered soul. And doing that is walking through all the conditioning, all the pain points that we've become so accustomed to. And especially in a time of crisis like right now, and how all of that can just feel so safe. It can feel so safe to stay in that space of fear, in that space of uncertainty, of unknowing. So I am a guide as that medical intuitive and as that psychic that allows them to bring out their intuition, their heart space, and to be able to walk through anything before them. So that's me.
I can already feel how much power this interview is going to hold and the experience, strength, and hope you're going to be sharing with us and in the audience. So friends, if you feel called to share this video, because I know what Kim is going to be sharing with us during this interview may potentially have the information to change and heal someone's life. So if you feel called to share what Kim is going to be sharing with us, please do so. It really means so much for us, not only myself, but for Kim and Bill and Callie as well, to create as much impact in this world and to change people's lives as we possibly can. And the next question I want to ask you, Kim, based on what you just said, because I have goosebumps, is I could imagine that you found some missing links, being that you were, you have a BSN in nursing, and being able to bridge the gap into medical intuition and energy healing. And I'm just curious if you might be able to share what some of those missing pieces are, in your opinion, and what we can do to bridge the gap between conventional healthcare and the mind-body connection, and us being ourselves and standing in our truth as the energetic, beautiful beings that we are.
Mm. Thank you for asking that question, because as you said that, it was like, if I was just asked this 13 years ago, if I was an emergency room trauma nurse for 10 years in a very, very, very busy emergency room where we would see on average 450 patients a day. So it was an 80-bed emergency room. It was very busy. It was very fast paced. And I walked this road from a space of just knowing, right? Of just always kind of doing what was expected, what was told, but feeling in my heart that there has to be a different way. And so I was somebody who was different. Excellent care was given to my patients from the conventional medicine perspective, but then I would offer this additional space. And that space and the gaps that you're speaking of are connecting into the energy, connecting into our own intuition, which we all have. But over this time of conditioning and over this time of thinking, medical only knows. They only know their one answer. And we take that answer and we don't question it. And not to say in a time like COVID or a time of a pandemic that we should question everything, but our intuition is going to know the answer for us. And if something doesn't sit right, or no, that doesn't feel right, you've given me information, but it doesn't feel right because it still isn't what is the root of what's happening or happened, then we get to explore whole body, holistic, integrative health. And so that small, I know this is a long answer,
It's
but
okay.
the small piece of it's integrative medicine. It's not saying conventional medicine is beautiful and amazing and has its place and can absolutely help shift, change, and grow this world. But when we close off the energetic part of it, when we close off, because we are all energy. So when we close off that piece, we're essentially saying we can't heal. We're not able to heal. I can't heal. And I know that I'm on a call with somebody who has healed themselves after conventional medicine didn't serve them. So here we are saying that we are powerful. And if we can couple that with integrative, with conventional, with science, with quantum physics, with everything, we are our own healers. And so the gaps that I saw in my practice, in my opinion, and this is going to sound so simple, what was not hearing the patient, was not taking the time for the patient, really hearing what it is they're saying. Like connecting into them, not looking at them as a number or as a just a room, right? It's connecting in with them. So the gap of connection, the gap of intuitively trusting that they're giving you information that really is the answer to their healing. And that, I would say, is the biggest missing link that I saw, in my opinion, because every patient came in there. They never came in there with like, I don't know what's wrong with me. They knew what their symptoms were. They knew what was there. So I kind of feel like I went off on a little tangent, but it's like condensing 16 years into like this. But the missing gaps are, in my opinion, the spaces that we all hold in our hearts, the spaces that can absolutely expand our healing in all levels. Because in a way, we've been trained to think we can't heal. We're not able to heal. We don't know how to heal. And that there's only one particular person or service that can heal us, but we can heal. And when we can couple that with conventional sciences and all the research that is before us, that is powerful. That's the wave of the world I want to stand in. I want to be in that space. And so that's why I left medicine. That's why I left.
It's so beautiful to take your personal experience and journey of life and the education that you were given, to see two standpoints and to be able to merge them and integrate them. And what I heard, coming from you was this beautiful story of experience, strength of hope, and hope, not only of understanding that when we are not feeling well, that we have this beautiful gift in our world of being able to go and choose getting the right medicine for us from conventional practices, but also that you were able to tap into that space of the missing link, in your opinion, of connecting to that person's heart and having compassion for the story that they were in, and holding space for that story and allowing them to speak that story in a way where they were heard, perhaps in a way that they have never been heard before. And oh my gosh, I have such goosebumps just knowing what kind of activation that allows for a person to stand in your space, right? Knowing what you know and being able to hold the space and allowing for that activation to occur, not just in the healing, right? The physical healing portion that they will get from information and medication and things like that are very beneficial, but also connecting that, what I feel, you didn't use these words, but if I may, that mind body gap, right? Like where you're really listening to their heart and their story and allowing them to be heard and seen in a way and activating their own potentiality inside of them. Gosh, what an amazing gift that is. And thank you so much, Kim, for sharing that your opinion of the gap in our world. I think that that's really powerful. And so I'm curious, and what led you from leaving conventional medicine and getting into this line of work where you're integrating the things that you learned from Dartmouth as cum laude? Congratulations, by the way, what an honor that is. And being able to integrate it into medical intuition. So what led you into, leaving the space of nursing and integrating in the medical intuition piece?
When I look back, I feel like it's been this like gentle awakening. It's been this gentle kind of like you get to experience this, because when you experience the wave of it, you can then bring that much more compassion to where the changes get to occur. So when I think back, it feels like there wasn't one absolute pivotal moment. It was years of this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel right. Why? Like it was this kind of holding the space, but still kind of plugging along and going, in this conditioned space for myself to finally, I know people in their story might say they had like this one moment, this one thing happened. But for me, I feel like it was all these little tiny moments of finally emerging enough to say, it's time. And, with the universe's help, here I am. It's doing my own work, working with mentors like yourself, working with you for the length of time that I worked with you, and really knowing that it is each person's truth to powerfully shift and change the world. And when I embodied that, I was like, this message can no longer be quiet. Like I had this knowing was for so long. And, it's interesting because I think back to my experience as a nurse and how even in this conditioning, I would have an encounter with a patient and I would just know. I would just know. I would look at them and I would know what it was that they were going to share with me. And in my mind's eye, it was because I had enough experience. I had seen it enough. But the more that I really kind of looked from an observance space and an awareness space, it was, I have connected in enough that I am now orchestrating the way that I connect with people on a different level. And it feels like in the time of COVID that there is no better time than to share this information, because we are truly, truly changing humanity right now. And all of us in the spaces that we have, in the spaces that we hold, the energy that we hold will be the catalyst, in my opinion, for our entire consciousness to change. Did that answer? I feel like I'm like, all the things.
No, I think that was absolutely beautiful. And I really think that you answered the next question I was going to ask you, but maybe you'd like to take it a step further and deeper. You just led the conversation beautifully into what I was going to ask next. And how do you see this line of work helping people through the time that we're currently in?
I feel like how I see this helping, especially in the work that I'm doing right now, is empowering each person to honor that they can heal. they can heal, that they're not in a disempowered state, that their mind has conditioned them long enough, but their body is waiting. It's waiting. It's energetic space is waiting for that connection. And when we bridge that connection, when we bring, our mind into servantry to the heart, we are leading in a whole different plane. And it's beautiful because we often will see these cases, we'll see these individuals, and we'll wonder, how did they do that? How are they able to heal themselves? And I just find it right now that in the time of pause and of stillness and of the globe, the whole world taking this moment, and actually I see it as igniting their power, igniting their power to be able to serve themselves first, serve their heart first. And as you've mentioned, activate that deep healing potential that we all have, that I believe every single person has.
I love how you just, worded that, taking people from a space where they feel disempowered and giving them the tools and the steps, action steps that they can take on their own to becoming an empowered version of themselves, which in turn allows them to activate into their deepest healing potential, and that it's within all of us.
Right.
Oh, wow, that's really powerful. Thank you so much, Kim. I'm really curious, and I bet a lot of the listeners are curious as well. During this time of COVID, or whenever it is someone is watching this, whether you're in COVID right now or you're walking through a space of feeling like you've tried everything out there with your health, or we're going through some other natural disaster in our timeline in history. I'm curious, Kim, if you don't mind sharing with us, what is one of your favorite tools to help your clients with? And would you mind sharing that with us?
Absolutely. I wrote down 4 tools, but to narrow it down to one, I would say that one tool, which is, it's going to sound so simple, and it's going to sound like, are you serious? The one tool is breathing. And I do this with my very young child. When we breathe as in, you have, taught to me the 5-5-7 breath. And that is one tool that I use all of the time. And knowing that am I bringing enough oxygen into my body to be able to generate the energy that I need to continue my state of health and vitality? And pausing throughout the day and actually being intentional with my breathing. Pausing and breathing 5-5-7. So a 5-5-7 breath is you breathe in for 5, a count of 5, hold it for a count of 5, and out for a count of 7. And as you exhale, what I'll kind of envision exhaling out all of that stuck energy, emotion, things that might be kind of holding me back in my day. So that breathing tool, anybody can do it. It's simple, it's quick, and it really floods our entire being with higher oxygenated cells, and we can feel ourselves kind of raising. So that would be my number one tool.
I love it. And I'm in total agreement with you. Sometimes it seems overly simplified, that it could be as simple as breathing. But just to reflect what you just said, when we connect to a deeper breath, such as 5-5-7, allowing more oxygen into our body, and that deep 7-second exhale just allows for more connection to self, so that we can gain greater clarity and decision-making skills and moving forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I love that you share that beautiful tool with your clients, Kim, and I'm really grateful that you shared it with all of us here today on the call, because I know, as Kim said, friends, that it might seem like an oversimplified tool, but she just expressed it herself from her own words and her own experience of using it with herself and her own clients, that whenever we take the time to breathe deeply, whether it's a 5-5-7 breath or a breath of your choosing, getting that oxygen into the body can be life-changing and life-altering. And that I would imagine that all of you listening have the power, if you choose, to connect to that breath so that you get more oxygen into your body, so that you can have clear decision-making skills, no matter what it is you are walking through, ill health, rampant emotions, whatever that may be. So, oh my gosh, Kim, thank you so much. That really opened up a whole floodgate of like, oh, this is really powerful. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm curious, Kim, my last question for you today before I do a little closing statement for us. Where can people connect with you if they want to learn more about, what you offer to your clients on the physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual level through your medical intuition and intuitive gifts?
I am on Facebook, so feel free to friend request me. I have a personal page and a business page. Business page is Kimberly J. Radke, and same as the personal page. And I also have a Facebook group. It's a free community group. It's amazing. It's for like-minded, high vibrational individuals, men and women, and that is Soul Shifts of Consciousness. So those are some good spots to find me. And if you're hearing this, but you're not comfortable being on a platform, then there's always email, and I have a cell phone number.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. So friends, if you really desire to connect with Kim, you can find her here on Facebook at Kimberly Radke, and in her Facebook group. It's free for men and women. If you are a like-minded individual who likes to be surrounded in a community of high vibrational people, it's Soul Shifts of Consciousness. It has been my honor and my pleasure today, friends, to share the beautiful gift of Kimberly Radke with each and every one of you. Again, I want to remind everyone in the audience that as an affiliate of the Bill and Callie Show Network, our mission is impact. So if you feel that this video, if you feel that the experience, the experience, strength, and hope that Kim shared with you today hit you in some way, and that it might be beneficial to someone in your audience, if you wouldn't mind sharing this video with your audience, because our mission is impact. And that I can attest that on the Bill and Callie Show Network, they represent a lot of amazing human beings on this planet who do a lot of amazing things, such as young children, one of them being my cousin Addison Brown, who just turned 12 yesterday, and she has Many Miles of Smiles, where she puts items into bags for nurses who need various items. There's Ryan with the Backpack Project, who gives homeless people food and essentials to get them by. Bill and Callie Show Network also share amazing opportunities to connect with musicians, to get your mind off of your fears and your worries. I really love being connected to them. And again, please hit that share button because our mission here, all three of us, Kim Radke, the Bill and Callie Show Network, and Amy Boswinkle representing Connections Restored, we are about making an impact and sharing our experience, strength, and hope with the world. So thank you so much. Please make sure you connect with Kim. I can't speak highly enough of her. Please make sure you like and follow the Bill and Callie Show. And if you feel so called, you can follow my page as well, Connections Restored. Thank you so much for your time today, friends. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here with you today, sharing a beautiful gift to me, and that gift is Kimberly Radke. See you guys next week.
This episode of The Bill and Callie Show is brought to you by Tiger Plumbing. Whether you need to replace a faucet, overhaul your sump pump, or desludge your drains, call Tiger Plumbing. In today's world, knowing who's at your door is important. Tiger Plumbing sends you your technician's photo, estimated time of arrival, and a little bit about him or her. Hey, Sam likes fishing and camping. Cool.